Good morning. Good morning. Hey. Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Greenleaf. I'm the Executive Director for Progress NC Action, host of today's event. Thank you for being here. We have a really great lineup of speakers, but before we get started, just a quick safety announcement. We want to keep all of the walkways clear. All of the walkways on the sides, please keep them clear, okay? And we'll turn up the sound, I promise. All right, thank you. We're going to get started in just a sec.
All right, we good? We good? Can you hear me in the back? Are we loud and clear this morning? All right, that's what I'd like to hear. I'm so glad that you could be here this morning. So good morning to Raleigh, good morning to North Carolina, and good morning to our country. Because what's happening here today matters across this country. But most importantly, I want to say good morning to the active duty military and veterans that are serving around the globe. I want them to know that we see them, we hear them, and we've got their back. I am State Senator Val Apple, and I represent Senate District 19 in Fayetteville, Cumberland County. That's right. We are the home of the largest military installation in the country, Fort Bragg. We are the home of the 82nd Airborne. We are the home of the 18th Corps. We are the home of Pope Army Airfield. You know, we used to say when the nation has an emergency, it dials 911, but it doesn't. It dials 910 because that's our area code. And that's why I'm here this morning. I did mention that I am a 20-year Air Force veteran. I proudly served this country for 20 years. The lower pin is my Senate pin, but the top pin on my lapel took me 20 years to earn. It's the United States Air Force pin, and I'm proud to say that I'm a Master Sergeant, retired United States Air Force. And that's why I'm here today. When you serve your country, you don't ask for special treatment. You ask for fairness. You ask for respect. And above all, you expect for your vote to count. But today we're watching Republican politicians try to silence the very people who fight for our democracy. They're trying to disenfranchise our service members. Let me say that again for the folks in the back. They are trying to throw out the ballots of active duty military people overseas and civilian voters. What kind of party does that? What kind of judge does that? 5 months ago, the voters of North Carolina elected Justice Allison Riggs to the Supreme Court. But you know that other guy. I have his name in my script, but I'm not even going to say it. I make it a habit not to say the name of my opposition, and I'm not going to start today because he is my opposition, because he and Republicans are trying to disenfranchise the votes of my family, my military family. He lost. He lost. You know, Republicans have this thing about losing. They don't know how to act right, do they? Just this thing, they can't accept the loss, but he lost. And instead of accepting the will of the people, he's attacking the very foundation of our democracy. This election isn't about integrity. It's about power. It's about control. And it's about the fear of the voters, especially military voters, who think that they won't vote their way. So let me be clear. Our service members followed the rules. They filled out their ballots. They trusted the system. And now they're being told that that wasn't enough. Now they're being told to jump through new hoops just to have their votes count. But I don't think so. Not on my watch. And today, if you've not served, we have this thing called battle buddies. When you go, somebody said, yep, when you go into battle, you have a buddy that stands by you and doesn't give up on you. Where are my battle buddies? So to every soldier, every sailor, airman, guardian, and Marine listening to this, you never gave up on us, and we will not give up on you. We will fight for your rights the way you fight for ours. We will protect your vote the way you protect this nation. You are wearing the uniform. You are carrying this burden, and you have earned this. This isn't just about Allison Riggs. This is about every voter in North Carolina, and I dare to say across this country. It's about whether we believe in the Constitution or just quote it when it's convenient. It's about whether we let politicians rewrite the rules after they do what? After they lose. And it's about whether we let them silence the very people who defend our democracy around the globe. So I'm here to say, we will not be silent. We will not back down. We will not let them take this seat or take away the voice of our military without a fight. Justice Riggs was reelected, the people spoke, and now it's our job. It's our job, because you are battle buddies, right? To make sure that those voices are honored. And to the Republicans trying to steal this election, you may have power, but we have the people. And the people are wide awake. So I'm asking you to stand with me. Stand with our troops. Stand with democracy. And let's remind them that when you mess with our vote or their vote, you mess with all of us. Thank you. And God bless our service members. God bless North Carolina. And God bless Allison Riggs. Thank you so much. And now I get to introduce my Air Force veteran, Alex. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. So nobody told me that I was going to have to follow that. This is my first time doing something like this, so I'm going to hope to keep you awake, and I'll be as brief as I can. My name is Alex Riggs. I proudly... Is this any better? All right. So my name is Alex Riggs, and I proudly served in the United States Air Force for 11 years. During that time, I deployed 11 times. I was stationed in multiple different states, and over the course of that time, I voted by mail. I can't tell you what it feels like to think about having that vote taken away. I remember what it's like to be deployed far from home. I remember what it's like to have to worry about the safety of the men and women around me and the success of the mission. What I don't remember is having to worry about a ballot that I cast being invalidated after I cast it. I don't remember having to worry about democracy while I was downrange fighting for this country. It's hard enough to vote when you're in the military, when you don't have control over where you might be at any given moment or where you could get to on a Tuesday. Politicians shouldn't be working to make that harder than it already is. Now, there are thousands of men and women overseas who voted in 2024, who received their ballots, obeyed the instructions on the ballots, and submitted their ballots on time. And yet, 5 months after the vote in which he lost, Jefferson Griffin is trying to politicize and throw out their votes. Jefferson Griffin's attack on the members of the military and their families is disgraceful. It's an attack on folks who have volunteered to risk their lives to protect our rights, and it's just not right that he should be trying to take away their votes in this way. We serve because we love our country. We serve because we love our democracy. And this effort threatens to set a precedent that military votes can be thrown out at a moment's notice because politicians don't like the results of an election. This is bigger than party or partisanship. This is about fundamental citizenship and protecting the rights of every member of the military who risked their lives to serve us. I am grateful to Justice Riggs and to all of the people that I see here in this amazing turnout who are here fighting to defend the rights of our service members and their families. It is shameful that we must stand here together to defend the rights of those who defend us. But we will not be silent as politicians try to take away the fundamental voting rights of our brothers and sisters in uniform. Thank you for coming out. So glad to see you here.
Good morning, everyone. You guys hear me? Okay. My name is Kelly Artis. I stand before you today not just as a North Carolinian, but also a proud military spouse who has experienced, thank you, the complexities and sacrifices of military life firsthand. My husband has served for the United States Army for 22 years. That's right. And our family has called Fort Bragg home for much of that time. Every family carries with them stories of resilience, love, and sacrifice. Our loved ones dedicate their lives to protecting the freedoms that we often take for granted. And yet, Jefferson Griffin and his allies are now attempting to make that harder for those families and those wearing the uniform to participate in the democratic process they so valiantly defend. Jefferson Griffin is unfairly targeting lawful votes cast by members of the military and families like mine to overturn election results. It's inconceivable that the very people who risk their lives to defend democracy have to fight to protect the fundamental right to vote. I have personally voted by mail in North Carolina while living in Georgia during one of my husband's duty assignments. I didn't have to worry back then whether my vote would count. But today, countless military families are asking themselves that very question. This effort to undermine military voters is not only an insult to those who serve, but it's also an unprecedented assault on the principles of fairness and equity that guide our electoral process. These votes were not cast haphazardly. They were cast deliberately, following all instructed procedures, as is the military way. Military service comes with challenges most cannot imagine. Long separations, missed birthdays, missed anniversaries, and the constant worry for loved ones in harm's way. Through it all, service members and military families remain steadfast in their commitment to doing the right thing, to upholding values, and following regulations. These men and women who risk everything for this nation's ideals, who carry the weight of protecting democracy abroad while facing hurdles to practice it here at home, is unimaginable. The effort to disenfranchise North Carolina's military voters is unprecedented and wrong. Those who endure the most for this nation should never be the first in line to have their rights taken away. We must send a clear message that this will not stand. We will fight for what is right. We will protect the sanctity of our democratic process. And this fight is far from over. I am proud to introduce a leader who embodies courage, fairness, and a relentless commitment to justice. It is an honor to welcome North Carolina Supreme Court Justice Allison Riggs.
Thank you so much to each and every one of you for being here today. I'm Justice Allison Riggs, and I am your North Carolina Supreme Court Associate Justice. In 2024, you elected me to keep my seat on the North Carolina Supreme Court. You elected me to, pursuant to the oath I took, defend and uphold the Constitution and the rule of law. That is what I have done my entire career, and it is what I am doing today on the bench. Thank you for putting your trust in me. And now I am counting on your help to help me protect the rights of military and overseas voters serving our country. This fight is personal for me. This fight is about my family. My dad served 30 years in uniform. He ran a hospital where he treated young people, service members injured in Iraq, and his job was to hold their hands during the hardest days of their life and to get them stable enough to get them home to their families. My brother also served in uniform. He flew Black Hawk helicopters in Afghanistan. I know firsthand what it feels like to worry about your loved one as they sacrifice for our country. I know the strain it puts on families, not the families of the people deployed, including the people who are deployed. I had that conversation with my dad's battle buddy, who looked me in the eye and said, I will make sure that Captain Riggs gets back to his 4 children. And I know that when people make that sacrifice, they come back differently too. And they need our love and our support from their families and from their leaders in government. So I'm standing here today as your Supreme Court Justice, but also as a daughter, a sister, and a proud North Carolinian who is committed to standing up for our service members and their families, just like they stand up for us. And now, military voters and other overseas voters are at risk of having their voices silenced and their votes thrown out. Just last week, the North Carolina Supreme Court ordered the selective and presumptive disenfranchisement of thousands of voters serving our country. People in uniform, people on bases domestically and abroad. My parents were among the 60,000 voters previously challenged, and I am gratified that 5 months after an election, their lawful votes are going to count. But hear me when I say this. It is no more acceptable to only disenfranchise a few thousand people instead of 65,000 people, right? Our Constitution demands equal protection and equal treatment under the law. And those who raise their hand and get first in line to serve our country should not now be first in line to have their votes tossed. I stand here today and I promise you, I will not let one single voter slip through the cracks. I will not give up on my fight to protect those fighting for us. Now I know you're all wondering, what's next? Where do we go from here? As soon as that ruling came down on Friday, my legal team was already moving in federal court. This ruling cannot stand, and we will fight it tooth and nail. And we're going to fight as long as it takes to protect voters and the rule of law. And don't think that the irony of a former voting rights attorney being in this position has ever escaped me. But you know what? In some ways, I was made for this fight. Before I joined the bench, I spent 14 years as a civil rights attorney defending the fundamental freedoms of every North Carolinian, especially the precious right to vote. I took these fights from the ground all the way up to the United States Supreme Court. This is a fight for which I am experienced and prepared. This is a fight I am ready to lead and to win. I am so honored. I am so honored by your trust in me. I am so honored by your trust in me, but I want you to hear this. I trust you too. I know that North Carolinians, we have a proud tradition of military service. We are proud to lead the nation in people willing to stand up and serve their country. And we will fight for them. I know that many of you jumped into action in November during the post-election cure process to make sure that thousands of voters had the information that they needed to make sure their vote counted. You did that. And I know that you are prepared to do it again. We will reach every voter at risk. with you in this moment because you know this is a time when it is hard to feel hopeful. I know it. We see national politicians using this race as a test case to overturn elections if the people in power don't like who won. If we lose here, people who don't love the precious right to vote like we do, they will use this as a playbook over and over again all across this country to try to overturn elections they don't like. But you know what, y'all? This is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that when politicians try to take power from people, the people rise up. The people speak in one unified voice. We will not let them. Y'all, the eyes of the country are on us now. They're on you now. And we have a chance to show America what it means to fight hard. We have an opportunity to show America what it means to stand strong in our values. To show them what it means to refuse to be bullied and to refuse to be intimidated. To stand up for ourselves and stand up for each other. I promise you. That I am not intimidated by the enormity of this challenge. I will not back down. And we won this election in November, and together we're going to win again once and for all. Thank you, North Carolina. Let's get to work.
Thank you all for being here today and supporting Justice Riggs. We appreciate it so much. All right, y'all, this fight is not over. So please be on the lookout for updates about what comes next as we go through this legal process and continue to defend Justice Riggs' win. Thank you for being here.